Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time of the month again where we do get Player of the Month SBC. So up first on the list is none other than Zambo Anguissa. Zambo Anguissa is an 86 rated card. He has the controlled acceleration type, right footed with 3-star skill moves and 3-star weak foot. Now, in order to complete the SBC, boys, there are 4 different requirements, and it is going to cost you like 70,000 coins to complete, which is, a pretty decent price for him. For you guys that don't know, he does actually have a Team of the Week card that's currently going on the market for like 15,000 coins. It's 84 rated, and I'm pretty sure that this version got like a +2 upgrade to each face stat. So, a pretty decent upgrade right there. Now, we do see a bit of versatility as he can play the center mid, center defensive mid, and center attacking mid positions. And looking at his in-game stats in a bit more detail, we can see that the card is extremely well-rounded, man. He is hella gang with the lowest stat being 80 for his pace. I did just check on Footbin, boys, and yeah, he does end up getting a +2 upgrade to each face stat and then a +3 upgrade to his passing. And then on top of that, boys, he did end up getting a few more player roles and then also the intercept playstyle, which is honestly a very important playstyle for a defensive midfielder to have. Now, with the way that the card is set up and like how balanced he is, I do see a lot more people using him as like a CDM or maybe like as a more defensive-minded midfielder if they do run a formation with center mids. And because he is just so balanced, I feel like he's going to be able to do everything pretty well. He does have 83 defending and then also 89 physical, should be an absolute tank in the middle of the pitch. The dribbling is going to be really interesting to test out because he does have a larger build in game, but for the most part, he does have some pretty decent dribbling stats. And then because the technical side to his game does look pretty balanced as well, boys, we are going to try to get him a little bit further forward, test out like the chance creation and then whether or not he is a clinical player. Now, like I said, boys, with the upgrades, he does end up getting the intercept playstyle, but he does also have the precision header, aerial fortress, press proven, and relentless. At this stage of FC26, it is really important for a player to have a playstyle plus. He doesn't have a playstyle plus, which is definitely a letdown. And then he could also use like a few extra playstyles. If he had maybe like a couple more defensive playstyles or maybe like a passing playstyle, that would have been ideal. So with the way that the card is set up and the player roles that he does have one player role plus as a holding midfielder if you do want to run him as a center mid. I'm going to say that that's going to be the best way to go ahead and use him. Alongside that, he does also have 3 player role pluses as a holding midfielder and then also as a playmaker. I don't see too many people running him as a playmaker just because of his like larger build. You kind of want to use him a little bit more like a ball winning midfielder, break up the play, advance the ball forward, and then just kind of like protect that defensive line. Now, like I said, boys, in order to complete the SBC, it is going to cost you 70,000 coins, which is maybe a tad bit expensive. It's going to be really interesting to see whether or not it's actually worth picking this card up. If you guys do enjoy these FC26 player reviews and you want to see more videos like this on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like. Turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss an upload, and then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Alright, boys, here we are jumping into game number 1 using the new Seria A Player of the Month, and I must say, man, I'm actually really excited to test him out. I feel like Zambo Anguissa is always like a little bit of an underrated player in like FC. Now with the upgrades, boys, we do end up getting like a +2, +3 upgrade to each face stat, and we did also give him the Shadow Chem style, so a lot better pace and defending. And yeah, man, we're going to use him as that holding midfielder, but we're also going to try to get him a little bit further forward just to test out like the technical side to his game a little bit more. Now, if we do a little bit of left stick dribbling, he does have the press proven, which is really nice. And that ultimately just like allows him to keep the ball a little bit more closely. And to be completely honest, boys, with his larger build, the left stick dribbling actually isn't too bad. Don't get me wrong, it isn't anything too crazy, but I did expect him to be like a little bit more clunky on the ball. Now, as you guys know, the other day we did do a player review on Lukaku and the Star in Motion evolution, and a lot of people were asking like what's the best way to go ahead and link him. Zambo Anguissa might be a really good option. But yeah, man, let's even get off to a good start in game number 1. Now, we did signal him to make that run. Zambo Anguissa, a bit of a tight angle. That's a good finish, boys. Like I said, because he is just so well-rounded, I wouldn't use him as a playmaker in our starting 11, but if you do get him a little bit further forward, I feel like he's definitely going to be able to like create a lot, get a couple goals as well. Now, the defensive cover with the intercept playstyle should be a lot better. This guy does have Van Persie up top. I'm just going to track back right here. Zambo Anguissa, man, he does seem to be quite responsive when it comes to like manual defending. It's a great tackle, boys. Now, a little bit of patient build-up right here, boys. Just going to ping that towards the middle. Zambo Anguissa, use the left stick dribbling. I feel like with press proven and like with this physicality, you're going to be able to like hold off a lot of players. Like, that's decent left stick dribbling. Heel to heel. Zambo Anguissa. Yeah, this guy is kind of just like controlling his midfielder at the moment. Zambo Anguissa. Now, this is where we need a little bit of recovery speed. A great interception right there. I feel like a lot of people might actually complete the SBC just because now he has intercept. I feel like that's a great addition for the card. I can't really think of like all the defensive-minded midfielders in the Serie A, man, but it is going to be really interesting to compare Anguissa with some of them. Carry the ball forward, go for a shot. It's a decent finish, boys. Okay, the finishing so far has been pretty good. Paul Pogba. This guy's doing a little bit more like left stick dribbling. Anguissa again. That's really good recovery speed. I might do a little bit of second man press right here, boys. Just so that we apply a little bit of pressure. And now we get it with Anguissa. Nice. Now, let's see if we can maybe try to overload the left-hand side. We did signal Juve to make that run. Let's go over top. Test out the long-range passing a little bit. Okay, boys. No passing play styles. But that is an incredible over-the-top through ball. Jeremy Doku, play it to him. Anguissa. Heel to heel, boys. I didn't really expect him to, like, anticipate that. That's unlucky. Jeremy Doku, nice. Play through. Ruta made such a good run, boys. That's an incredible ball. Low driven. It's exactly what we want, man. That chance creation going forward is also going to be really important. Again, man, he is hooligan. I know that he is missing, like, a couple of, like, really important play styles, but for the most part, he can do everything pretty well. All right, boys. A little bit of counter-attacking football right here. Jorginho, Ruta, play through. Lukaku, one more. Anguissa, lovely run, boys. Those runs from the center mid position are so difficult to pick up. So if you do run a formation with a lot of midfielders, boys, I mean, sending one of them on a run and kind of like ignoring them until they go into an offside position and then playing it to them, that's so good. All right, boys, straight into game number 2 we go, and so far, so good. I think that is safe to say if you are in need of like a midfielder from the Serie A, I mean, he is a very good option in my opinion. For this stage of FC26, like he's hooligan, like he has some pretty decent play styles. Obviously, he does need a play style plus. And then also better like weak foot, maybe like skill moves, but I feel like he's just like a very balanced player, like defensively very good, going forward not too bad either. And at the end of today's video, I'm going to try to compare him with like some of the other Serie A midfielders and see whether or not like 70,000 coins is a little bit too much or if it's still pretty good value. Zambo Anguissa, just apply a little bit of pressure, man. He's been very good in the tackle despite him not having like the anticipate playstyle. Kamavinga, play back. Now play through. That's lovely, boys. That's what I'm talking about, man. Those late runs are so difficult to stop. The one thing that I really like, boys, is just like he's one of those midfielders that are very difficult to play against. Like he kind of gives me like a Vieira type of vibe. Obviously not on the same level, but that kind of like profile. And again, man, in those more advanced positions, 3-star weak foot, it's not bad, boys. His finishing's been pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna try to overload the right hand side right here. This is where we need a really good pass through the middle, over the top. It's what he does, man. It's what he does. Passing decent. Di Lorenzo, he's going to move his goalkeeper near post. That's a lovely finish, boys. Now, this guy's starting to play like a lot higher line, boys. So let's see if we can maybe try to get him in behind. Lukaku, he is doing second man press right there. Anguissa, now play to Kudus. Great ball. Bit of a tight angle. He's moving his goalkeeper, boys. That's another good play forward, boys. Like, he can link up the play. He can create chances. Roots out, boys. A little bit of defensive cover right there. We'll take that through the middle. Lukaku, hold it up. Now play through. First time shot. Ooh, off of the post, man. We should be scoring right there. That's probably like the first or second chance that we had that we should be scoring that we didn't. I mean, let's see if we can maybe try to get Juve in behind again. Zambo Anguissa over the top. 3-star weak foot. It's a cheat code, boys. It's literally a cheat code. We just needed a little bit more pace right there, but that pass is ridiculous. Oh, Zambo, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Look at the physicality in the middle. All the way. Now we just need a little bit of support. Drop it back. This is exactly what he does, boys. He's an absolute tank in the middle of the pitch. Break up the play, advance the ball forward, create a couple chances. That's exactly what he does. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is us using the new Zambo Anguissa Player of the Month SBC in a few games of Division Rivals. And with the upgrades, boys, I feel like he's actually a very solid midfielder in game. Now, if we compare Zambo Anguissa with some of the midfielders from the Serie A, I mean, if we exclude players like Wesley Schneider, you know, he has his Ultimate Scream Hero card, Kevin De Bruyne. You have Hamšík at 900,000 coins, Marquisio at 500,000 coins. Barella is 12,000 coins. If I had to compare him with Barella, for me, Zambo Anguissa is a lot better in game. You have Scott McTominay, who is 110k, boys, and I feel like they're actually pretty similar in game. Çalhanoğlu, his inform card is 30,000 coins, and then you have like Luka Modric and players like that. Thuram is currently going on the market for 150,000 coins, his Cornerstones card, and if I had to compare the two, boys, I'd honestly say that Zambo Anguissa is better in game. So I feel like for 70,000 coins, I mean, compared to his Team of the Week card that's currently going on the market for like 15k, a +2, +3 upgrade to each face stat, the intercept playstyle, and then also a few more player roles, I feel like it's a pretty good SBC to go ahead and complete. Now, a lot of it is obviously going to come down to like the team that you're trying to build and if you can get him on full chemistry. But if you can get him on full chemistry, he's one of those midfielders that are very difficult to play against and that can do everything pretty well in game. As you guys saw in some of those highlights, with the Shadow Chem style, he was very good at breaking up the play and advancing the ball forward. And then once you get him in those more advanced positions, like the passing for the most part was pretty decent. The shooting wasn't too bad either. And that's one thing that I really like, because sometimes with like more defensive minded midfielders, like the only thing that they can really do is break up the play and like make simple passes. But Anguissa can do a lot more than that. I would say the only real letdowns with the card is the fact that he doesn't have a playstyle plus, but from the season pass, you can give him a playstyle plus. A few more defensive playstyles and then maybe like 4-star weak foot would have been ideal, but other than that, man, he does have a very solid setup. In order to complete the SBC, boys, it is an 85 rated team, 2 84 rated teams, and then also an 83 rated team. So honestly, it's not even that difficult to complete. The other day, we did do a play review on Lukaku using him in the Star in Motion evolution. So if you guys did complete that Evo, man, Zambo Anguissa is a fantastic link to him. And overall, boys, I feel like the Serie A is actually a very good league to go ahead and build a team around. Out of all the midfielders that you currently have in the Serie A that are a little bit more defensive minded, I feel like that he's easily one of the better options. If I had to compare him with like a specific type of player, he does kind of give me like a Thuram type of vibe. So if those are the type of midfielders that you prefer, I feel like he's going to be a really good option for you. Does he fit this year's meta and this year's style of play? As you guys know, like a lot of people like Tijani Reinders, the young midfielders like that are really good on the ball. I'd say no, just because like he is missing a couple like passing play styles that are really important. He could also use like a couple more defensive play styles, but if you are looking for a holding midfielder that's very strong, that can break up the play, that brings a little bit of physicality in the middle of the pitch, then I feel like he's going to be a really good option. So yeah, man, if you do run a Serie A team and you can get him on full chemistry for 70,000 coins, I feel like it's a pretty fair price for the SBC, and I would definitely recommend them. But that is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know by leaving a like, comment down below what player you guys would like to see next in another player review. And then if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I've been your boy Booba, and I'll catch you guys in another one very, very soon. Peace.